Welcome to the Sandwich Generation podcast, a resource for adults balancing the dual responsibilities of raising children and caring for aging parents. Whether you're helping your parents downsize, explore real estate options, navigating caregiving, or looking for practical advice to help your family thrive, this is the place for you. Join us as we bring you expert insights, heartfelt stories, and actionable items to support you and your family within this unique generation. Hello. Welcome to the Sandwich Generation. Hi. We have some fun guests today. We have Amanda Chriswell and Kim Bowden. How do you say it?
Bowden.
Okay. Bowden. With Legato Living of Greater Indianapolis. And I am excited to chat with you guys because this is obviously we're here to educate the sandwich generation, which are the adult children. And this is kind of a newer concept in some memory care, that type of thing. So I think we're starting to hear more about it. And depending on where you live in the country, you might be more familiar with the residential living concept. But we wanted to chat about it and hear more about what's available and what options people have. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah. We were chatting earlier, but Amanda and I met probably, it's been a long time ago. Probably 10 years.
You're going to date us.
Yeah, I know. Probably 10 years ago, we were both working in the home care, home health industry, and had met and just kind of hit it off, vibed, and I never forgot her. So I'm excited that you're here and can tell us more about what you're doing now. So, but before we jump into Legato, I think maybe we should just clarify when we talk about memory care, what that is, so that people maybe that if they're new to this caregiving, aging journey with their parents, that they know what that actually is. So I'll let you guys kind of share what is memory care.
Yeah, so memory care, which is our main focus at Legato Living, but we always say it's anyone with any sort of cognitive issues. So that could be, there's lots of forms of dementia, so Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. Like Kim, you're the clinical expert, so maybe you can go into a little bit more detail.
Yeah, there are several different kinds: Lewy body, frontotemporal type dementia. So we want to care for all of those people and be able to individualize that care for those residents.
So with Legato, and I know there's multiple residential homes that you guys have. Is it pretty much across the country that people can find you?
Yeah, so Legato Living is actually, it's a franchise that started in Omaha, Nebraska. So that's where the concept started. But as you had mentioned earlier, the concept is definitely gaining traction because it is a smaller memory care home. It's not a facility. It's very boutique style. The care ratio is 4-1. So very different model. And so it is gaining traction across the country. So Legato now has, they're working on Texas, Arizona, South Carolina. Yeah. So.
Very cool. And then right here where we are locally, in the greater Indianapolis area, is it, you said Westfield will be the first to open?
Yep. Westfield's going to be the first one to open, and that will be off of Union Street. So we've been very intentional about where the areas that we're picking. So we want we want to be able to get the residents out. We want it to be surrounding different things. So we're really close to Grand Junction amphitheaters where we can take our residents, if they're capable, take them on the golf cart, go get them coffee, take them to watch a show. So yeah, that's going to be the first one. We have one in Carmel that we're starting renovation on, off of 116th and Gray Road. And then we just had a groundbreaking ceremony, and we're building from the ground up in Chatham Hills.
Chatham Hills. Yeah, I saw that. Very cool.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about the overall concept and how it differs from like a facility or community type memory care.
Well, I came from a big facility. That's where I came from before I came to Legato. And the ratio was 8-1, which is a really good ratio. But the 4-1 ratio at Legato Living is amazing. You just don't have that in healthcare, even for nurses. I've been a nurse over 25 years, and you don't have a 4-1 ratio. So it makes us different because we have that one-on-one ability. So people that have behaviors and they may be in a big facility, those caregivers may want to provide that one-on-one and the redirection, but they don't have the time or, the ability with the number of residents they're caring for. So in this smaller environment, we have EET RX technology. It is a pad that the residents will wear in their brief, and when they're wet or soiled, there will be a dashboard, and the caregivers will see that resident's wet and they need to be changed. So in the middle of the night, we're not going to wake them up every 2 hours to see if they're wet or not. They're still going to check on them, of course, but they won't have to physically see if they're wet because we're going to use this technology. Okay. And we're very lucky to have that.
I think in the smaller boutique style, we can be more innovative. So we're really excited about that, to try some new technology that's kind of out there, to be able to focus on. And we always say there's three main focal points when you get into memory care, and it's not just the resident, but it's the staff and also the families. So just like year past, our job is to kind of handhold them and walk them through the process. We want the best care possible. We want to be able to cater to the resident. We want our employees to be happy, because we know in this industry, finding good employees can be really tough. But we also partnered with a woman from Legato as a whole. Her name is Michelle Magner, and she has a program that caters towards the families. So she sends out educational information. They can call. She has office hours where they can call and kind of chat just about something in particular. So almost like you want to say like a crisis hotline. So, I mean, 3 main focal points, and that's what we're trying to focus on with this.
That's really cool, because I mean, we all know you can, if you get to the point where you feel like you have to relocate a loved one into a memory care unit, that doesn't automatically fix everything to where you know how to communicate with them. And, we know, because we've lived it, we've been in the industry for long enough that, sometimes you just need to go with what they're thinking and feeling at that moment. But, families don't always get that education. So that's really nice, piece that you guys are offering. Tell us a bit about the actual space, like residential living. So it looks just like any other home that would be in the community, right?
So every home will look a little bit different. We want it to fit the area that we're in, the neighborhood that we're in. We want it to truly blend in, to where it does not stand out, but yet still has all of the security mechanisms that you would need for memory care. So the one off of Union in particular will have 13 private bedrooms. 2 of them are actually deluxes, where we can have couples if they want to stay together.
Nice.
But all the benefits of your big box facilities as well. So activities, an executive chef. We have pet therapy. We're bringing anything that we can do to make it easy on the resident and the families. We're bringing in a beautician. We have a shampoo bowl and a chair. There's no transition. So anything they would have to really try to do to like renovate in a home to make it accommodating for their loved one, we've already done the work.
You've done.
Yeah, we've already done that. So, yeah, we're excited.
So 13 bedrooms.
Mhm.
That's a lot. And so your staffing, when you have, how will that work? Like, do they still work kind of your normal 12-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, or are they more of like on 2 days, off 3 days? Like, how does staffing work?
So I have 6 to 2, 2 to 10. So they'll have 8-hour shifts, those 3 8-hour shifts.
Okay.
And then we're going to have a 12-hour person that will work 9 to 9 to overlap and help with the meal service, the extra things, and then, kind of be a lead care partner. Those 12-hour shifts.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something different, because I can imagine just having that person that's there that has already been there through the night and then can be there through breakfast kind of thing to help with any behaviors, or just even getting the staff that's coming in kind of up to speed on what's happened through the night.
Yep,
That's
exactly.
because usually it's just we're doing a quick one-on-one handing off, telling what happened, and then that person's gone. They're not there to like, oh, but what about this, after they've left, to ask those questions too. So that's a different, haven't heard that before. So let's tell us about who is an ideal resident for your Legato, for the people that are maybe thinking about this, or interested in the overall concept. Like, who's appropriate to come and live in the community, or in the house, basically.
So any resident or any person that's living at home, they have dementia. If the family starts worrying that they're not safe to be alone, if they've left the stove on, if they forget their regular routines, they're not able to drive, so they can't go to the places that they used to. A lot of people are good at really hiding their dementia, because they can kind of talk in a circle, and family members are oftentimes surprised when they see that actual test, and they know that they've been fooled a little bit. So I feel like that resident should be a high functioning resident with dementia would be appropriate, and then they could age in place. So it's not going to be like the big facilities where I came from. Once someone got to a certain point, they would have to transition to a skilled nursing facility. And I think what's beautiful about Legato Living is they can age in place. We've already partnered with some hospice companies, and making sure that will be their home for the rest of their life, if there's anything we can do to make sure that's possible.
Yeah. Not having to transition or move. And then I'm assuming maybe some other services too, if they needed them, like physical therapy, those kinds of things that could be done there as well. And they don't have to go out for those services.
Yeah, exactly what you said, Sara. I mean, we've very intentionally tried to partner with companies that are family, locally owned and operated, that still value the customer service, the one-on-one attention, that kind of handhold them through everything, and honestly have the time for it, and the compassion for it. So yeah, home health, PT, OT, nursing, speech, hospice. We've partnered with Grace at Home, so the traveling physician group. We've partnered with a pharmacy company where medications, they have the option for medications to be delivered on a weekly basis.
Nice. Yeah.
We've tried to think of anything and everything because again, when they have any sort of cognitive impairments, it is sometimes you see it a lot of the times. It's challenging for them to leave. It's a taxing effort for them to leave. They don't want to leave once they get adjusted. So our goal is to bring as much as we can in-house and make it easy on the family. And that includes the physician's office, but we can also arrange for transportation too, if they want to still go see a specialist. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the beauty of it, is we're small enough to where we can still care and cater towards case by case what we need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really great because, yeah, we know transportation becomes a big challenge for families when they're trying to navigate that. And then even if you opt to do a larger community setting, transportation can still be a bit of a challenge because they can't individualize a lot of that stuff. It has to be, you know, kind of set times and set places that they're allowed to get them. So that's really great. How are the family members welcomed into the home? Like, are they able to visit whenever they want, or they're kind of like visiting hour type things? Like, how will that work for families?
They're able to visit whenever they want, but for safety protocols, there is a doorbell that they will have to ring and a key access code that we will have to allow them in. There's lots of reasons for that. But yes, when we say it is all inclusive, we provide the bedding, the nightstand, the dressers, the recliners, the chairs, everything in the room. So if the families want to stay, then they can absolutely stay. Since we do have an executive chef and we have to prepare for food, we just out of courtesy, hey, let us know if we need to prepare an extra meal for you, so we can feed the families, that type of thing. So they're most definitely welcome and included in everything we do, all activities, all meals, all outings, anything like that.
Yeah, that's definitely a more concierge boutique style situation than what I'm used to about. So,
Yeah.
How about cost? I mean, we don't have to get into like exact numbers, but what's the cost difference?
We have, of course, like a pricing sheet, because it is, like I said, it is all encompassing, it is all inclusive. But there are most definitely personal items that people want to bring. So the things that we are including, again, like I said, it's all the bedding, all the sheets, the furniture, the dresser, the lamps, artwork, all the meals, all the snacks, of course, the 4-to-1 care ratio, activities. Kim, can you think of
warm washcloths before and after meals?
Oh yeah, like I said, very high end, but we've, just like with anyone that's new to the market, we've done our research and market analysis, and so we are very comparable to the other facilities around.
Okay, so as far as like if somebody's thinking that this might be something they're interested in, how would they contact you? What should they do? I know you're not quite open yet, but it sounds like pretty soon.
Yep.
So how should they go about seeing what, if it's something that's going to be a good fit for them?
Yeah, they can go to the Legato Living website, and like I said, because we do have several homes nationwide, you can click on our homes, and if you type in the specific zip code, it will pull up and actually show. Some of them are computer generated images right now, until we can put the real ones up there. But yeah, it shows the images of the home and kind of what it's expected to look like. And then it has the numbers that you can call and or email addresses to reach out to us to gather some more details. And hopefully, just like I said, really educate and be able to answer questions for the family, and hopefully help navigate them through the journey.
Yep, it is a journey. We know that. Okay, well, great. I think we'll definitely add the website so that way people can go check that out. I appreciate you guys sharing a little bit about Legato and kind of the overall concept. Is there anything you feel like you would want to leave listeners with as far as a little piece of advice or encouragement as they navigate this difficult process?
I think when we went to our convention, one of the biggest things that I felt like stood out to me was we had training with the Teepa Snow approach. And I think her positive approach to dementia it was very eye-opening to practice the hand under hand technique and all the things that we have bought the rights to help train our care partners in those areas. But also we purchased dementia simulation kits. So I think having us gone through that, our care partners go through that, and having the abilities for the families to go through that and truly educate them on what their loved ones are experiencing, from the vision issues to the things that they're hearing to losing the dexterity in their hands. There's so many things that they're going through that create what everyone calls behaviors, but it's frustration. And I think being able to go through that and allowing them to experience that with these dementia simulators that we have is very eye-opening, and they really they gain some empathy. So I welcome everyone to, again, come tour, come try it. Because I do think that people don't have that option to experience what their loved ones are going through. And then they have a lot more patience and empathy for them.
Yeah, I agree. I have done that myself. And I think it's definitely something that everyone should, if they have the opportunity, do and experience, because it does give you, it's eye-opening. Yeah, absolutely.
Kim, do you have anything?
Just stay tuned for our open house, and we would love to see everyone come out. If somebody comes to us and we can't help them, we're going to try to steer them in the right direction. And we know a lot of people. So our goal is to make sure everybody gets the care they need and they're in the right place where they should be. And that's what we want to help people do.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think that's the goal for all of us, that if you really have a passion for serving seniors and being in that industry, that's our goal for us as well. It's just, we may not be able to help everybody, but we want to at least get them pointed in the right direction. So, well, thank you both so much for being here today and sharing on the sandwich generation. We will be back next Thursday with another episode. So as always, please share, like, follow, subscribe, do all the things wherever you listen, and we'll see you next week. Bye.